everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. I am going to pass it over to the main man today, Paul. Over to you. I'm just going to tweet it because for some reason it hasn't gone live to X, and I don't know why, but it should have. But I'm going to put it on X as well. Share it.
Evening, everybody. Evening, Luke. Evening, Rob.
Good evening.
Good. And welcome to the end of season awards 2025. As you can see, I'm suited and booted and ready to go. So I'm hoping that we've got lots of people in. We've got Emma in, and we've got Danny in, and I know we've got Paws in as well. So if you're in the comments, then send us a little hello, and get involved tonight as well because we need your help. There's lots of awards to go through. There's plenty that are that have already been chosen. However, there are lots that need deciding. So we'll have a little chat about who deserves what, and yeah, we'll give it a good go and get going. Sound good, everybody?
Sounds great.
I'm not sure what's going to be coming, but I'm ready for it.
Here we go then. So this is the way that it's going to work. We're just going to have a little review first, a little bit of stat review. You know I like me stats. So I just found one or two bits for what's happened this season with numbers. And these are all cards, goals and assists. Look at all them. My word, that's just gorgeous. Wow. But I'll break it down a little bit. So this is just a little look back so you can sort of see how people got on in different circumstances and different areas of their game. I thought anyone who's not on the list didn't get anything. So these are our yellow cards. So we'll start with a kick. So our top kicker actually is Mr. Garner Gay, followed by Mr. Young, and then His Royal Highness Jordan Pickford at 7. Any standout there, boys, in terms of cards? You thought we'd have more? Thought we'd have less?
Thought we'd have more red cards. For 2 red cards all season. Is that it?
Yeah, Decore and Young, and that's been it.
Thought we'd more than that. Wow, that is a surprise.
Funny thing is, only one of them was actually in game as well. I know.
That's right. Yeah, the Derby
the one was after the fact.
And was actually Young against Liverpool as well.
No,
I'm not sure who it was against.
That was last season, was it? Was he sent off?
That was last
season. Yeah, gee. When was actually Young sent off? Was it Newcastle?
Not Newcastle. I think it was Tottenham. I think it was Spurs. Spurs.
What,
Spurs
4-0 game.
Because I think it was the one where he actually came on. He was only on for a few minutes, and then Bloody got straight red for a stupid foul. I'll find out. I'm going to find that one out now.
4-0 because we beat them, didn't we? 4-3 or something.
We got battered.
3-2.
We won 3-2. Yeah.
Well, okay, I have to check that. I don't
3-2
remember.
when Moyes arrived. When Moyes arrived, 3-2. But yeah, it shared out a little bit. To be fair, so we had our fair share, but not many red cards, which was good. Next one.
He was sent off against. Yep, come on.
Just assists. So anyone who's on there has assisted. However, what I did want to do is just throw a couple of zeros on the bottom because that's Ndai and Beto supposedly didn't get an assist. Finished off a lot, but didn't particularly do any assists, which I was very surprised about. But Dwight McNeil, 6 overall, which is obviously fantastic. But we want more, don't we, really? He did a lot of the heavy lifting by the looks of it.
The funny thing is, the outlier on this one being Charlie Alcaraz. In both of these, so far, he's only been here half a season, but his contribution's absolutely astronomical.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that we've already activated this clause that's a good little sign.
Yeah, that's why I left the appearances on, to be honest, because it does show which people sort of had an impact.
Surprising,
had an
Illiman and
impact.
Jai, none.
I know, but he's probably done it for the best. You know, he's thought, I'm not going to give it to anyone else. I'm going to finish it myself. So
that's probably true.
Dan, while I do all this, do you want to go through any comments?
Yeah, we'll chuck the comments on the screen.
Cool. Right, here we go then. Top goal scorers, though. And he just pipped it in the last day. Did Skillyman. So yeah, 11 for the season. Beto, I didn't think he would get 10. But he obviously did. He obviously did.
Yeah.
But
we'll
yeah,
have to sort
again,
that out, won't we?
Well, yeah, there was a bit of singing involved, unfortunately. I mean, for all the talk of Decore being, you know, supposedly earlier on in the season we've got to play him because we don't win and all that sort of stuff. I mean, he got 4 goals altogether. Some of them,
but he got the winner of Forest. Dukes. What a win that was.
Yeah. So it's some important ones. I thought out of those, the most notable thing was Michael Keane, who gets 1 every 6 games.
Well, you know what else, Paul? It's funny you say that because on your last slide, Michael Keane also had 1 assist, the same amount as Jesper Lindstrom. Jesper Lindstrom and Michael Keane got the same amount of assists. So there you go.
Yeah.
So the answers are obvious. Play Keane up front. Play Keane on the wing. Play him anywhere. Fella performs.
Just play him everywhere. Just play him everywhere. That's
we
all
all
we need
dream
to
of
do.
a team of Michael Keanes.
So here we go. Here's that was a little review. That was a little review of goals and stuff, and just how people generally got on. Give you sort of a reminder and idea. But here we go. Here's the proper awards now. And our first award of the evening. So if you've not got your glasses and everything else, make sure you got your speeches ready in case you do win. And our first award goes to Toffee Bluecast Predictor of the Season. So we do guess the score all the time, and although we've not got an official official calculator, I have done a little bit of totting up, and we do have a predictor of the season who's got a reputation for being a decent predictor anyway. So this year's predictor of the season is Emma. If you can hide it. It's Emma.
Yeah. Well done, yeah.
Very good. And I did try and find your profile picture and put that on there, but I couldn't find it.
Go on, Emma. Well done.
But no, well done. And I think she still harbours some ill feeling about the Euros competition, Dan. Where she obviously won that, but she didn't get a prize for it. So I thought I'd give her another award as well. So well done, Emma. Fantastic.
Ours is like, Emma, yay!
And,
Emma's like,
and a shout for everyone else to put their ideas up. Woohoo!
Yeah.
We've got to get better at predicting, I think, so we can peg her back a little bit.
I think what we should do next
right,
season,
next one.
Paul. I think what we should do next season is when we do these score predictions, I think we should log them next season. Everyone score predictions and do a proper chart to see who wins at the end of the season. Because Emma was probably the best, but I think it would be good to do a PowerPoint and every score prediction that's done each week gets logged, and we next season do a proper legit one. But Emma smashed it. Well done, Emma.
Like a little leaderboard, maybe
to do
that. Rob was good as well. He gave Emma a run for his money on the Euros as well. Do you
remember we did the thing? Did I play against a Man City fan or something? Did we do that?
Yeah, you did, and you smashed it.
I hammered him, didn't I? Yeah, I got the 2 of them. Like, what the City? I remember that. Yeah, I was tagging him in tweets for ages, giving him shit about it.
You look like McFly from Back to the Future. But Paul told me to wear a suit, so I just went the opposite and went like scruff cash. You know what I mean? I didn't have one.
Yeah, I'm at the Under the Sea dance and Dan's skateboarding around Hill Valley Square.
Yeah, that's what I go to school for, even though it isn't real.
Charlie Simpson, yes, I see it.
Oh my days! Well, is he young? Is he young? If he's young, I'll take it because at the
He's
minute
not.
everyone's.
He was young
not young
25
anymore.
years ago.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I actually a couple of times just lately I've said to someone, "How old do you think I am?" Thinking they're going to say 20 something, and they say 36 plus. I'm like, what the heck? That's actually how old I am. Disappointing, but yeah, I asked for it, I suppose.
Right, well, here we are for the fans' favourite off the grass memory of the season. So this is the first one for everyone to have a little think of and a little decide. And if you've got any other suggestions, then feel free. These are generally ones that aren't in a match. You know, we're not talking about anyone's goal or save or anything like that. But these are some suggestions of the off the grass memory of the season. So this is what you need to choose from. So obviously Goodison this year finishing, but we'll get to one or two of those in a moment. Speedo Mick was there climbing the gates on the last day. You've got the kind of the Spanish relationship between Harrison and Alcaraz, all of that joy and wholesome content there. You've got your steward at the derby, the 2-2, who celebrated it just as much as anyone else, which is always a good watch. You've got now some things. You've got the Moisiah coming back as well, and the fact that we could call him the Moisiah. So Moy's coming back, obviously a big point in the season, big memory. But then you've got a few of the last day things as well. You've got everyone singing "There She Goes" in Goodison.
What a tune, by the way. What a tune.
Strong memory. Yeah. Strong memory. And now it'll be carried on, I think, into Bramley-Moore. You also have your lady doing the violin, which was poignant and beautiful at the same time. And the microphone as well. I'm going to play a little clip
Emma's comment.
now. What'd she say?
Oh, love it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can put that in it with if you want. And then the microphone is this little clip. Don't worry, Dan, there's no music on it. But I'm going to see if I can. Or let me play it. It might not let me play it. I'll see if I can get up in a little bit. But what it was, the microphone was when they went to the control room and they said, "Thanks for being amazing fans and letting us announce things. And now for the final time, you just have to hear this." And this woman comes on and says, "Commence Operation Farewell Goodison." And everyone cheered because we heard it yet. It's something you never forget because it happened every game. Every game. Commence Operation Goodison. And they just came on one final time. So there's a few suggestions there. So Speedo Mick, Alcaraz and Harrison, the steward. You've got Singing There She Goes. You've got the Moisiah coming back. You've got Operation Goodison, and you've got the lady on the violin. If I could think of more, then I'd try and throw them in. But I know some people have got some good suggestions.
Masters getting abused. Yeah, that was a decent one, to be fair. Pause. That
Do
made
you
me
know what
happy.
one I liked? Do you know when we had the final day coverage, and it was great? You have to say, BT did a brilliant job, or TNT did a fantastic job compared to if it had been on Sky. it
Oh.
would have just been stinking. But TNT were incredible. You have to say that. But there was a part when they were interviewing players on the pitch, and they put Rooney next to Ferguson, and man, Rooney could not handle it. He was stuttering. The colour in his face changed, and then he grabbed the mic and he was like, "I'm a Scouser, by the way," and it was just, he got absolutely destroyed. So I got a right chuckle out of that. That was very funny, very funny.
He didn't like the
was
size
good.
difference either,
No,
did
he
he?
got lashed out, didn't he? El Dunk was up for it though, wasn't he? He was like, he was mad up for it. It was great.
What are people saying, Dan?
Peter
Reid as well, Emmy. Yeah,
Reid
was
swearing. Peter Reid
he was
swearing on
hammered, wasn't he?
Sky.
Fella must that he was half cut. It was brilliant.
Got Dame Judy saying cop outs are gob shots.
Every bloody one of
We
them.
got Sylvester Stallone. He was on a
it's
cameo as well again. That would have you're a big Rocky fan, Dan. You would have been all over that.
Oh, I put that up on video. That made me really excited. That did. I was waiting for it. If we didn't get nothing from Rocky at the end of the season, I would have been gutted. But we did actually get the video. I wanted him
that
there.
was like me waiting for Jodie Comer. I was like, please, Jodie Comer.
Steward's up there. They are liking the steward in the comments, Paul. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
He was good.
My choice is a steward celebration. A lot of people really did like that steward celebration.
Fair play to him. Look at him. He's having a right old time there, isn't he? Look.
Definitely
He's having a belter, isn't he?
Emma did say it was me doing the caterpillar on the beach. I mean, I was live on video and she said, "Can you do the caterpillar?" And I did do the caterpillar. You know what I'm like? Someone tells me to do something, I do it, and it wasn't good. But yeah, I put a lot of effort into that this season.
So what are we thinking then from what people are saying?
That's
quite a
Stuart,
few
a
for the
legend.
steward.
Yeah, he's a legend, that man.
Quite a few on there for the steward.
Give it to the steward. Dead right, Emma. Dead right.
There's a few shouts from Moyes, obviously.
What would you say, Luke? Steward or were you on the steward?
Steward gets it hands down. Look at him.
I mean, look at the last picture
living
there.
that moment.
He looks like he's doing a little dance there in the last one. You know, he's really into it. It's fair play to him. He's only short on like pew 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 pew. Love it.
There you go then. So our fans' favourite off the grass memory of the season is the steward at the last Goodison derby. So well done.
And if anyone wants to split his, he's technically on the AstroTurf there, not on the grass.
Well said. Thank you very much. There would be one, wouldn't there? There would be. Yeah. And that was a nice one as well about the Toffee girl. You know, that was when the violin was
going. You lads might know better than me, being over in the UK. What was the story with the fella with no top on, standing there with his vaping pen? What was the crack with him?
There's basically there was a guy that was he trains a lot, and he was right. It was Everton wanted to do. Everton had a camera where they wanted to capture it being emotional, like Goodison Park, the end, it being emotional, and the fans said they wanted to catch some nice stuff. And right in front of the camera, every time they used that camera, there was a guy that looked like Ivan Drago that was absolutely ripped to hell, standing on the top of the thing with his vape, and he's just going like that, ripped up, and people weren't happy with it. There was like,
I genuinely thought it was Tommy Fury, because he had
like him a little bit.
He was massive, but he was like real main character syndrome. You know, look at me, everybody, look at me. Like, put your top on, will you, mate? Come on.
Showing off the guns, that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I did see it. A lot of people was fuming with it. I mean, I'm pretty sure if it was a woman, it probably would have got treated different. You know what I mean? But this is the way the world works, isn't it? True though, isn't it? If you think about it, if it was a woman, bloody hell, no one would have been moaning. But because it's a guy that looks good topless, everyone were moaning.
Yeah, but the thing is, nobody's going to tell him to sit down because he's like absolutely huge as well, you know.
He did look solid, to be fair. Yeah, he did look solid as well.
There was a guy.
People didn't say anything.
The guy who was sat right next to him, who was actually sat down while this fella was stood on his chair or whatever. He didn't move. He just kept looking down at the ground.
It's like zone
On X, I've seen a lot of
God.
people saying they was sitting behind him, and a lot of people were saying he got a lot of abuse apparently, but he didn't move, so he didn't
Yeah,
get that
but-
much abuse, in my opinion.
I bet. Well, he stood up all the time there. Do you know what I mean? Well, didn't have a flag or anything. Just-
Yeah, there we go. Apparently, a few asked him to.
I think I've just spoiled villain of the year.
dear.
That's just what's the names?
Yeah. Well,
Well, I mean, we were all given
Yeah.
scarves there, just old Hitler sound like that.
Does anybody have the scarf?
Yeah, got behind him. Lot.
Yeah, I have
Oh, that
mine.
one
and,
there.
mine is that it came in the box set, with the heritage top, and it's actually in the main house. But I need to get it up. It look pretty good. It's a great scarf.
Got a right collection there. You have, Luke.
Hey, no, it's only
got a
Moses.
fair few, isn't he? Got a fair few.
I mean, yeah, I've got a couple of little bits and pieces. I mean, that book itself has got a signature in there that's kind of rare. Now, this book was actually given to me by someone at Everton in the community. Really nice guy, but I'm not sure if you can see that.
Dixie D.
Yep.
Dixie Dean.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done.
Actually, the front of that book looks like my old national record of achievement. Anyone who's old enough.
It looks like the registers, when you used to go to school.
Like that. Hang on. Right. Alex
Here's
Young.
Let's take it.
Alex Young.
here's a
It's,
Howard Kendall. Duncan Ferguson. Oh, wait, he's in the principal's office again.
oh God, been smacking some teacher again, probably. Right. There we go. Next one then. Next one. We get a few pictures in now as well. So this is the Toffee Bluecast away performance of the season. Okay. So for this one, we do want you to choose, but I've chosen four, or four have gone down to be nominated, if you like. So in terms of the best away performance, you've got the following. You've got top left is the 1-0 win away against Forest. Decore, last minute, sign me up. You've got the Seagull celebration in the 1-0 win away at Brighton. A very defensive performance, but 3 points just the same. Felt really good. You've also got Alcaraz bottom left. The obviously the 1-0 on the last day away at Newcastle. Cracking move as well, really. Finished off well. And then the bottom right is the 1-1 away at City, which and Di obviously got our goal. And Pickford saved a Haaland penalty.
Yeah.
So from those four, gentlemen, who is your winner? What
See,
do you think?
this is really hard because you've got Njai doing the Seagull, which was just incredible. Got a yellow card, don't know why, and then you've got Pickford doing the best faces you'll ever see on that penalty. So for me, those two do stand out.
Yeah, I would go out of those four. I would go Forest just because of the smash and grab element of it. If I had to give an honorary mention, I would say Crystal Palace away. I thought we were brilliant that game, but I would say Forest out of that four there. Just the way we nicked it at the end. It was the McNeil assist that. I mean, the Nottingham Forest centre half couldn't have done any worse. Nearly fell over the ball, went to the core. I mean, it was unbelievable. So yeah, I'd go that one.
Luke?
You know what? I'll be honest. I'm torn between the Forest one and the Newcastle one. Just for the fact that with the Newcastle game, what we've got to take into account is Newcastle were fighting for that Champions League spot. They couldn't guarantee a Champions League space in the basis of just playing us for the sake of playing us. We couldn't go any higher. We couldn't go any lower. But we went out there and we absolutely had them pillar to post, and we did everything we could. And as a result, we got our new little icon, getting them a goal very, very reminiscent of a Mr. Tim Cahill. And to be honest, the way everything about that goal as well just screamed Tim Cahill. It was the way he got up in the air, the way he's just twists his neck as well. It's like he's going like that. He's bringing himself back, and he's actually getting himself into the header. It just screamed Tim Cahill from back in the day. So that's the only reason that goes over the line for me compared to all the others. It brings back so much nostalgia.
We have got Fulham away in the comments. What are we thinking on this? Because this is one that's not on, and a lot of people are jumping on Fulham away. What about Fulham away?
We went 1-0 down, didn't we? And I think we all thought, "Oh, here we go again." And we ended up.
If there's overwhelming, if there's overwhelming feeling towards it, then it's not a problem.
We beat them pretty comfortably in the end, didn't we?
Yeah, I think it was 3-1 in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were 1-0 down at half time, were we? I think we were losing
1-1. Mikalenko scored right on half time, didn't he?
Did he?
With a massive deflection.
I remember the goal. I thought that was second half. But,
3-1 in the end. Mikalenko scores at the break of half time. Michael Keane scored in the 70th minute, and Beto scores at the end.
Beto scored, didn't he? The third goal.
Really did step it up, didn't we, to win that game as well? We played well against some good teams at the end of the season when you think about it. Newcastle, Fulham, Brighton.
The way they had that bloody game set out, it was the way that season was set out in its own way. It was brutal.
I mean,
because we were going up against heavy hitter after heavy hitter.
Got to be Newcastle. Mike says in the comments, got to be Newcastle away. Watching those barcodes panicking was priceless. It was a good point. It was a good point.
Yeah, Keane starting. Emma says Keane starting against. Was Keane playing against Fulham? Was it, or is she talking about the Newcastle one? Yeah, of course, yeah. So, and Young was playing as well, actually. So, I think she's right. People did sort of write us off a little bit before kickoff. I mean, City as well, stopping obviously the penalty save as well. He actually saved two. He saved two penalties. That game.
Was that the half volley from Enjoy?
Yeah. It was. Yeah, we had to, the Liverpool one was offside. Yeah. Tricky though. Tricky. I think the people have spoken a little bit, haven't they? Dan, what do you think?
Well, we've got a lot of Fulham in the comments, haven't we? A lot of people. I mean, it's not one that's on the thing. I mean, I didn't.
No, it's all right. Yeah, it's okay.
I had Newcastle in my head, and I personally, I thought Newcastle. I thought Newcastle would have been up there with how big the game was. We said at the end of the show, we said we wanted to see how good this Everton team could be next season, and that Newcastle game has given me high hopes for next season. So I did like the Newcastle, but the Fulham game, the comeback, you can't really write that off either, can you? A lot of people liking it in the comments.
Yeah, Fulham looks like it's going to be the dark horse.
Yeah. Fair enough then. So the winner then of the Toffee Bluecast away performance of the season is 3-1 away against Fulham. Well done, everyone. Thank you very much.
Good stuff.
And another better
away wins, isn't it? Well. It's nice to be thinking of a few.
Yeah, it was actually. It was definitely the team of the season. Played well though. Played well. Must have been where Keane was starting to get his fingers on that contract, I think. Right. Here we go. So on the flip side, this is the Toffee Bluecast Goodison Park performance of the season. So some people might already have their favourites on this, but I chose 4 to put on the screen. If there's something glaringly, omitted, or anything other people have strong feelings about, then feel free to throw it in. But we've got the 4-0 win against Wolves, where one of their centre backs actually became our top goal scorer, or near enough. We had the 4-0 against Leicester, the 3-2 against Spurs, which is a fantastic first half. And then I didn't even need to put the scoreline in the top right corner. It's obviously the 2-2 last derby at Goodison. But in terms of performance, at home, what are people's thoughts?
I mean, I'm not just saying this because of how it ended, but that was my favourite derby game in many a year. Under the lights, the last minute equaliser, the fighting at the end of it, the manager getting sent off. It was a real throwback, and obviously the end was perfect. And I would go as far to say that I enjoyed that game more than any of the other games that we won. And in 10 years' time, I won't remember any of those other 3, but I'll remember that derby. So the derby for me.
Luke?
Yeah, I have to agree with them. The Merseyside derby, that one was the epitome of what Merseyside derby is meant to be like. It's meant to be rough and tumble. There's meant to be controversy. There's meant to be fights. The whole premise on it being a friendly derby is just absolute rubbish. It's got to be used in the sense of irony. It's meant to be a bloodbath. It's meant to be rivals going at each other, rivals at each other's throats. There's got to be a red card controversy. There's got to be a goal where it's debates on whether it was onside or not. There's got to be a goal where they say, okay, should that have really been a goal because he fouled this person? There's got to be a controversy over the referee as well. I mean, both sides, that game had everything in that regard. I mean, the other lot were complaining about the Tarkowski goal, saying that shouldn't have counted because he was over the 5 minutes allotted time, or it shouldn't have counted because one of the players was fouled in the process of it. And then we were turning around saying, hang on, but you guys basically had to run the referee. And they were like, no, you actually had to run the referee. There's just so much about it that screams a classic Merseyside derby, which is why it's got to be that one.
Yeah, well said.
And if you don't agree, you're a copite.
Dan?
One done.
I'm completely straight away. This is. I knew straight away as soon as when you just said the away, I knew which was my home. I was thinking which was the Tarkowski goal. Was that home or away? I was thinking because that was the best of the best. I believe even better than the other one because at the end we was watching that game and I didn't realize how much I didn't want them to beat us the last game of Goodison Park until it was nearly happening, and I was thinking, "Oh my god!" Because they would have given us so much shit, if they beat us the last game of Goodison Park. They would have. That's all we would have ever heard is the last game of Goodison Park, and we beat you. It become a big game, didn't it? Because of that, and it felt like a winner. We all say Tarkowski scored the winner. It felt like a winner. It really did because we stopped that from happening, and that's. What a goal. And how angry it made them. That's the thing as well. And it didn't make them angry, but it made them so angry. And the fact Tarkowski got a trophy for it as well, I think it was a biggie, wasn't it? Yeah, I was very happy, mate, because that's the biggest game for me, the Derbies, and to stop them from beating us. I'm happy with that. And they hated it. And what a goal it was as well. And at that point, you've got to remember as well, they hadn't won the league either, so they was really trying to beat us. So it felt really good.
Yeah, I agree. That was actually my last event at Goodison. The derby was the last game that I was able to go to, and to be in Lower Bullen's sort of alongside Tarks when he hit it and the whole aftermath and everything else. so the release from everyone was just incredible. It probably depends on where you're sitting, but for me, I'd go as far as to say that it was even more poignant than, say, the Corey against Bournemouth, for example. With it being a night game as well, and it just all fell into place. It was like it was all leading to that moment, and the outpouring of it was just incredible.
There's just
Absolutely
something
incredible.
about it. Like, I mean, anybody remember the game against Newcastle where the lad tied himself to the goalpost? It was 15 minutes
Yeah.
at a time. I think that was a Thursday night, and Awobi scored in like the 102nd minute. And it's just because the game ends so late that we all jump onto YouTube afterwards, or we do it. Like, you find yourself up to 1 or 2 in the morning because you can't sleep. The adrenaline's going. And I remember that derby. It was a Wednesday night, and my boss is a Liverpool fan, and I went in on the Thursday morning, and you'd swear we beat them 4-0. I mean, he was so deflated, and I was just like, smile from ear to ear. Like, I mean, just for it to be the last one, the only thing that could have been better had it have been a winner, but it was just perfect. It was perfect.
I just want to shout out for that Spurs game. I don't think we finished it well, but the first half on that Spurs game was immense from us, wasn't it? Because Spurs battered us the first time we played them, and I didn't expect us to do that well against Spurs that game, and we smashed them up that first half. Obviously, we let them back into it a little bit, but we really did them over. It was a really good first half. That was.
It was. I mean, the second half obviously pulls it back a bit because we were thinking, oh God, we're going to win this bloody 5-6-0.
Yeah.
But we still had to defend a bit as well. So yeah,
it's the set piece defending that always lets us down in these situations. Which I don't know what it is. We still go into that silly zonal marking thing, and most attacking teams know how to work around that. Now you need to just man to man it. But yeah, just real quick here, Emma did actually make a comment saying, didn't he check offside and a foul in the same VR check?
Yeah.
They
didn't just do that. They actually did 2 foul checks and an offside.
Yeah.
So they did 3 checks because they'd done the offside one. They cleared that. They checked a foul, cleared that, and then they checked another foul. And I was watching, I was like,
they were booing him because they were booing him on the flick on. They checked him as well. Yeah, fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It was.
But
and they
unbelievable.
Yeah,
that's a good point. We just said obviously Derby's seems to be doing well here, and that's something else as well that I forgot to say on the Derby is Decore after it. I loved as well being a shit ass. It made it even better. Jones did not like that, did he?
Yeah, great.
And the manager,
brilliant. Curtis Jones, the manager had been so calm and collected, and he lost his head, man. He was it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
There's so many shots in that as well. You've got Mikolenko on the floor.
Yeah.
As well, with with the dugouts in the background, and then you've got the clip that's close to the dugout. I think the camera's right next to their manager, and then he can't believe it. Right. And right in the background, you've just got Pickford just sliding along.
Yeah, that's another one.
There was
so
also
many moments.
The game wasn't over. And there was a mini pitch invasion, you had to get everybody off the pitch to carry on. It was brilliant. And that's hands down the winner.
Guy with the corner flag as well. There was a guy walking off with the corner flag.
Says, "Oh yeah, Miko punching the floor.
Brilliant.
Pickford sliding. Miko punching the floor."
That was brilliant, wasn't it? It was brilliant. It was so funny. It was so good. So I think we're pretty much unanimous voting, aren't we?
It was a close one,
yeah.
It's got to be the 4-0 to Wolves.
That's probably the main one that we've all agreed on tonight. That one, that is a big agreement. That one.
The 2-2 win in the derbies.
It is. So yeah, Toffee Bluecast, Goodison Park performance of the season is the last derby at Goodison in the 2-2 win. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you. Good one, that. Right, here we go. This one's already sort of decided a little bit. So it says Toffee Bluecast opponents of the season. Now, what that means is we're not looking for a team that's spanked us twice or anything like that. This is overall. This is the way the team plays football. This is the fans, home and away. This is anyone who came on here as a head to head, a fan from any of those clubs and stuff like that. And there's quite a few that we could have chose. To be fair, everyone's kind of got a beef about at least one club. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be some people who don't like Palace because of IU, or they're not going to like Newcastle. Well, for many reasons, but maybe they don't like Forest because we got kicked around the park or stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So it goes on lots of different parts of it. So it's not necessarily teams that have beaten us or anything like that. It's just their overall club, and so they're worthy of opponents of the season. So I could have chosen. We could have chosen Bournemouth. We have Craig down at Bournemouth, and Bournemouth did us in the cup as well, properly. Unfortunately, we were no good that day. I was in Gladys Street watching that. What else stuck out for you, lads? Anybody in particular?
Fulham, because Russ is a top bloke. He's been on the show a few times, and he asked me to do his podcast with him. And before you go live, you have your little 10-minute chat. We ended up being 40 minutes late starting the show because we were just chatting about NFL and Super Bowl and the Patriots. He's a huge Patriots fan. He told me he named his son Brady after Tom Brady. So about 40 minutes in, we said, we better talk about this match. And he's a gentleman and a nice bloke. So I have a bit of a soft spot for Fulham. Plus, we got 4 points off them. So he didn't actually beat us at any point, which was nice.
Luke?
This is it. From a positive standpoint, I've got to give it to Aston Villa. Even though they romped us twice, their fans are probably they're the ones I actually have a bit more of a kinship to, just for the fact that we're both on sort of like the same sort of foot, and we hate the shit out of the Premier League, and we hate a lot of the teams around us. But because we're both founders of the league, and we've been like that one almost consistent fixture that we've always had, we've gained a bit of a mutual respect with each other. And the Villa fans don't give us shit. We don't give them shit. It's just a good old-fashioned game. But if it's on the other side of the spectrum where it's the fans that I hate the most, I couldn't give a shit about Liverpool fans. It's got to be the Newcastle fans. Those guys have made it their mission to hate us, and I don't know why. I still do not know why. When I asked them, it's either Pickford or we just do. And it's like, okay, so you forced yourself to hate
We just
us. You forced yourself to hate us either just out of spite or the fact that we've got Jordan Pickford, who's by far the best person to come out of the Northeast since, anyone.
Both hands on deck.
Oh, screw them. Them guys, their fucking foreheads are way too big. I swear to God, they must bash their foreheads on bloody doorways when they get in every day. Every time they go into the office.
I'm just thinking, was the Anthony Gordon penalty miss this season? That was the Goodison game.
That was this season. That was the Goodison game.
That's when they showed the clip of him taking the ball and doing the little wink at the camera.
That was when Decore jumped in front of him when he missed. Yeah.
Like, what a
We'll get to that.
Like, oh my God.
It's coming up.
Oh, brilliant.
What about you, Dan?
It's hard, isn't it? Because we do get a lot of the opposition fans on the show this season. We've done well with that, and the Russ cracking shout from people. He's been, and Russ did get Begovic on the show for us. Let's not forget that. I mean, that was a really good guest that Russ got lined up for us, and that was big. I like it when someone puts themselves out like that, and he's a really nice person. But Bournemouth as well. The Bournemouth guy, he's decent. We've had him on as well. Bournemouth done all this. It's a hard one, isn't it? Brentford. I probably would give it to. Fulham. Yeah, I mean, Bournemouth have got a shout. To be fair, I think Bournemouth have been good this season as well, haven't they? I hate that the comeback. The comeback's going to scar me for the rest of my life. That comeback that they did against us, 84th minute, 3 goals. But yeah, I'm probably going to give it to Fulham because I don't want to remind myself about that comeback.
Well, this one has already been decided, but I'll give a few mentions as well because I thought Ipswich had been decent as a club. They tried to play, they've just been out of the depth. Rich has been on a couple of times as well from the Suffolk, so they're decent and wish them the best next season. But I had to choose one. There were plenty I could get rid of straight away, but I'm glad lots of people said Fulham because that's who got it.
Oh.
Do you know one that I didn't mention then that I've got a lot of respect for is also Nottingham Forest because they got the point deductions like us, and I was, do you know what I thought? Fair play Nottingham Forest that you've got the point deductions and you've had a good season, so they would be up there as well.
Yeah, no, a fair few shouts, but yeah, Russ obviously coming on, good friend of the show, and we've got a couple of old boys. It's nice to see Iwobi doing what he did with us, with them, just in a different ground. And you didn't hear any sort of bad feeling or anything from the away fans. Obviously, it was a cracking day and we won 3-1. But there's some clubs that I think the away fans would prefer to go to, and I think Fulham is probably one of the higher ones on the list and to go to one or two of the other ones. So yeah, Fulham anyway. They're the opponents of the season. So well done, Ross and Fulham. We'll see you next season.
Luke on the Villa fans as well. Some agreements in the comments on the Villa fans. They have got a good fan base as well.
Cool. Oh yeah, Posh Bertie. Posh Bertie. Do you remember? That was good, that, wasn't it? Anyway, here we go. So this is Toffee Bluecast show moment. This is the show moment of the season. All right. So there's a few, there was a few you can pick out. David Moyes, that is. I had to watch it again to check.
I know. The ideas I don't know what I do sometimes, honestly. Sometimes you just look back and think, what the heck was he on last season, I'll tell you.
Just take over for a sec for me, Dan. I'll be back in a moment. All right, you're okay. No, you're okay. Yeah, that's David Moyes there, apparently, with his Fellaini shirt on. And obviously we had Mark on as well, doing the drone stuff from Bramley-Moore back to Goodison, and we had a good old show with him. I mean, any other sort of moments pop out to you, Dan, and your many guises and forms?
We've had some good shows. We did the bridge with you, didn't we, Luke? We did the people moaning about the bridge. We covered that. I don't know what would be the standout.
Did that?
Radiant jumping into the water because Broya didn't score like in the amount of games he did. He jumped into freezing cold water, didn't he? Radiant did. So that was pretty brutal. I mean, you've done a couple of forfeits as well, Paul. You've done some singing, but that ice cold water that he jumped into,
nothing like that.
Well, I'm game for doing a forfeit, but he took it beyond probably what I could do. So that was a pretty good one. What do you think?
What about when you punch yourself in the mouth?
Yeah, that's I suppose. Yeah, doing boxing on the show and accidentally uppercutting myself like Tyson Fury wasn't a good one, was it? What a plonker!
Was a cracker though. Was a cracker. Dan doing a caterpillar again.
Caterpillar.
She loved that. She loved it.
Yeah, it was a good caterpillar. It was a good caterpillar, to be fair. I did like the whole. Do you know when you do the plot like that? I was literally like that across the beach doing the caterpillar.
when you got a little bit of time to yourself, do what you want. It's fine.
Yeah, we do.
It's fine.
And then early on mute for 10 minutes. Yeah, well, we didn't even know he was on mute. We was literally talking for 10 minutes on the show and didn't know he was on mute. That's what you get with me a lot.
Paul said he's got the winner ready.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the winner would be.
Well, it has already been chosen, just to help people along. However, this was a possibility. Pause. To be fair, when Dan brought the baby on the stream for the first time.
Oh, that was special.
Oh, you sloppy ass!
Two little toffees this season, like that's special, isn't it? Like
yes.
Rob's got a little toffee, and I've got a little toffee
yeah.
this season. Yeah, 2 born toffees this season. That was pretty special. We'll remember that one.
Couple of tots. Yeah. So you could. It could have been in there, but and I'm glad it was mentioned as well. For sheer just like dedication to the cause and everything else. The Toffee Bluecast show moment of the season is Redian doing his Brozier forfeit.
Yeah,
there he is.
Look at that. I'd drown if I did that. I would drown if I did that. And there was snow on the side. Let me point that out as well. When he was on the side, there was actually snow. So it must have been freezing. I mean, Luke, you was on the show, weren't you? And you was coming out with some forfeits. I didn't think he'd go this big, did you?
No. You know what? This is probably one of the more extreme forfeits. This is why I wanted to get Paul to come with me to the Wild Sauna, and I was going to get him into the ice bath there because it is a nice ice bath. I wanted you to get over there so we could get that going because I could have got the video and everything. You
got Paul there at the top with his suit on, sipping his champagne, and you're like, I was going to get you in the ice. You got away with it, Luke. You got away with it.
There's always next season.
I'll make sure I don't get anything wrong again from now on. Ever.
Tread carefully next season.
There's always next season.
No, but
there's always next season.
We have seen. I know. I'll hear that in my sleep. We have seen Redian since, by the way, and he is fine. So, not to worry. Not to worry.
In the comments, a lot of Radiant ones. There was different ones. Yeah,
there was a few Radiant ones, wasn't there? So bless him. We felt bad for him, didn't we? Really, with Brozier and stuff, because we all wanted Brozier to do a decent job and be the striker that we thought he could be, and the injuries and everything else just set him back. So I'd imagine Redian's gonna be looking at Chelsea scores more than ours, but maybe we can sign another Albanian.
I don't know why he'd be looking at Chelsea scores. He won't be playing for them either. He's absolute pants. Honestly, he'll be in Serie A or something.
Well, they've got a really good Albanian. Albania have got a really good left back in, but I think he's going to Barcelona. Radian said, and I did want him just to keep. Because I did like Radian. It was good to have him part of Everton for a while, and he enjoyed it. Just a shame we ain't got another Albanian player to keep him on our side. But no, like you say, I don't think Brozier. He'll stay behind Brozier. Radian's like that. I've seen him say now it's not worked out. What's Brozier's next journey going to be? And fair play to him. He does stick behind his country's players. I'll tell you that for sure.
Right. Oh yeah. Sorry, I've just got to pull that out. Okay. That's gutted about that. So anyone who used to watch MASH, and I grew up watching MASH. She was one of the main characters from it. So I follow her on Twitter as well, and she's passed away. Bless her. She was hot-lipped in MASH. So she was into her 70s, early 80s now, I'd imagine. But yeah, gutted about that. Anyway, so yeah, thanks, pause. Yeah, Shane Brozier was pretty awful. Anyway, moment of the season. There's a few. There's a little collection. So obviously we've got something that we've already said in Tarks. we've got a couple of penalty saves from Jordan, the Haaland one and the Gordon one. The Gordon one followed, weirdly, a lot more, had a lot more clout behind it, mainly because of the wink and, the fact that he's so cocky and sure he was going to score. And then Decore jumping right up around him after he missed it. So that was enjoyable. Obviously, Moyes coming back is a big moment as well. It's basically the turning point of the whole season. So imagine if he hadn't. Imagine if we still had Dyche, would we have stayed up? I think we still would have scraped it.
By the absolute skin of our teeth.
Well, it would have been hard not to because the other three were so bad. But
Oh no, Dyche would take that as a challenge.
I said on the show, I don't think we would have stayed up with Dyche. And some people defend Dyche, and if you do, fair enough. I mean, but we wasn't having shots on target with Dyche. I mean, sometimes, when things get better later on, you forget how bad it was before. And we generally wasn't even getting the ball up the pitch or having shots on target. Dyche left, and Dyche put his hands up and said he can't do anything more and take us further. That's how bad things was. I think the fact that the players didn't even like wish him well. Normally, when a manager leaves, you see a lot of players come out and write messages. No players written messages to Dyche. We heard about the Patterson thing.
He left on a match day as well, didn't he? We had a cup game later that night.
He is.
Dodgy, wasn't it, the way he left?
It was the Peterborough game, wasn't it? We had the Peterborough game.
The famous in the dugout on.
Yeah. Oh, at least we got that. That was nice though. I mean, silver linings. Well, say silver linings, all good.
Yeah, Bainesy looks good as a manager, doesn't he? He does look good. You have to say.
Baines and Coleman as a two was nice to see.
Sideline out, Bainesy. He's got that
coming out of shell as well. I like what Bainesy was like.
Anybody see the Everton Awards where Tarkowski got goal of the season and Baines presented it to him, and Tarkowski went to him, "Have you ever won this award?" And he was like, yeah, once or twice. I mean, come on, man.
He's like, I should think so, wasn't he, or something like that, wasn't he?
He goes, bloody hope so, one or two, bloody hope so.
Bainesy, what a guy.
Yeah, Bainesy's got to have a few, hasn't he? Good God.
I mean, I'm not even gonna. I mean, I could, but we said so much about it before. I know some people are slightly torn. Someone said they was torn between the Gordon penalty, and Paws said it between Tarky and Gordon missing the pen. It's hard to choose, but saving Gordon's penalty pips it.
The reason that I went into managers is because I generally do think that us getting David Moyes was the best thing to happen to us this season. Like that, honestly, none of this good stuff that you see on the screen would have happened unless we got David Moyes. Jacob O'Brien wouldn't have played if we didn't get David Moyes. Mikalenko wouldn't have been bombing it forward. David Moyes coming to Everton for the first time in a long time has made me actually happy watching Everton. I actually was happy towards the end of the season under David Moyes, and that's definitely up there. Moyes coming back.
I remember actually you were as what normally happens as well. What normally happens is you are the most positive, but were actually the most positive about Moyes as well. I distinctly remember me saying, I'm 60, 70% happy about it. Not totally convinced, but there were lots of people who weren't too happy about it. And I hope they've all sort of acknowledged that they didn't quite get it right.
Yeah, all those people who were naysaying Moyes.
Who would we have had instead?
Right over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Who
were the other? I mean, it was Potter first, wasn't it?
Potter
was the first one
Moyes,
we could have.
And there was one. I remember it was like a mad name. It was a mad name, and it was not a good one. It was normally if you get this guy in, it's a sign of the end. Because he came in as a crisis thing, but there was a more likely chance you were going down if you had him in. I can't remember the bloody name of him, no. But I actually did a video on Potter and Moyes, and I explained like tactics, how they play, how this would affect our squad. And pretty much everything that I said came to fruition on it. I said if Potter came in, it would basically be a 3-5-2 sort of formation. If Moyes comes in, 4-2-3-1, with emphasis on the left and right back moving up the field. And that's pretty much what we had.
I think that someone's stamp on you stays, and the feelings that we had for David Moyes back in the day, you forgot what they was because we hadn't had David Moyes for a long time. And Everton fans, not in a harsh way towards Everton fans, we're really hard to maintain and keep happy and to please. And I think David Moyes come in, and how he used to make us felt, we felt again straight away. And what Moyes had on his CV before he left, always getting us sixth, fifth, sometimes fourth, when we got Champions League. When he come back, those feelings come back for David Moyes. And I think David Moyes still had those feelings in the club where he thought, do you know when you've gone in the workplace and you've done this? David Moyes has kind of come back to Everton in the workplace and wanted to do the same thing, and we wanted him to do the same thing. So I forgot how much the effect that he would have on us. And I think we all forgot that as well, because what you've got to remember, we all hated David Moyes for leaving. So when he come back, we wasn't sure. But you've got to remember, when he went to Man United, we all probably was gutted that he left, because he was actually good. He was actually good. We just didn't like that he left, I feel, personally. And he's doing really well. He couldn't be doing any better.
Yeah. Well, we've got to take into account as well. Oh, go on.
No, go on, Luke. So, go on.
During the first run of Moyes, he got us from basically being relegation fodder to a team that was actually punching almost level with Liverpool. Pretty much nearly every single season, we were within 5 to 6 points of Liverpool, or we were level with them, or we were above them. It was a pretty consistent thing as well when we went through them seasons. When we were getting into the European spots, we were normally just missing out to someone like Liverpool. We were the ones who were constantly banging on the door of the top 4 sorts of standings. And now that he's back for the second run, I could expect this next season. I don't even think there's going to be a hiccup or anything like that. I would quite happily say we are going to be comfortably mid to upper mid-table, with the potential of us could even potentially be going to Wembley, whether that be through the Carabao Cup final, whether that be through the FA Cup semi-final. I'd be willing to do a forfeit. And if we don't get to Wembley, or we don't get eighth place, I will do a forfeit on that one.
Oh, we'll remember that then. We're on the forfeit. Saying that, I do want to get 8th place. So I don't really want him to.
Flip it.
I don't want him to do one because I want to win the league next season. Right.
That's one. Then we could get Wembley. We could get to Wembley and get 8th. That could be like a sort of double positive thing. And it's like, okay, so we got both of them. What now? You still have to do a forfeit in that regard. And it's like a positive forfeit or something like that. I've got to go to Barbados or something and just enjoy the sun.
Yeah. I hope your channel pays for it.
We'll go Wolves, Johnny.
That's fair enough. There's lots of people who are positive, though. You know.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, though, the amount of bloody spaces now moving down the ladder of the Champions League, it's essentially going to be another Premier League at this rate, because you've got what?
Wow.
32 teams now in a league sort of format in the Champions League. 6 of those teams are English teams. I mean, at one point, in theory, we could have had 7 teams in the Premier League going to the Champions League if, let's say, for hypothetical sense, Liverpool won the Champions League but finished outside of, say, the top 6, and everyone else got good. You got, let's say, Tottenham and all that. The way it could have been formatted, we could have had 7 Premier League teams in the Champions League. I mean, does that sort of dilute the value of the competition, maybe? Or is it still the pinnacle of football? I know we're getting off topic here.
It's all relative, isn't it? It's all relative, really. You know, I mean, there was a thing this week which was, I think I reposted it. It was a table of all the teams, and then the fans were asked about, is it satisfactory? How satisfied are you with the season and stuff like that? And I think I'd mentioned it was interesting to see some teams who were still dissatisfied, even though they'd got Champions League or they'd finished in the top 8 or something like that. Even a small proportion, even some Brentford fans, for example, were very dissatisfied with their season. And I can't understand why you would be in that case. But you're always going to have that. City and Chelsea fans, well, City fans more so, are not satisfied with what they have got, even though they managed to get Champions League again, when it could have been a lot worse. So it is all very fickle. Yeah, it is all very fickle.
They literally stumbled into that position. How?
Well, because the last day, Villa, Newcastle, obviously, and Forest all lost. All lost, didn't they?
Yeah, we did them a favour.
We did them a massive favour.
Obviously, we're carrying on with what you got at your comp, Paul, but this is off the topic. But I'll only say a little thing on this. I don't like this Champions League. The one that obviously you get your Champions League, you get Europa League, and then you get the other as conference one now. And I just think it takes everything out of the cups now. It's too many cups for me. The one that Chelsea won, to me, I thought, is there any point? Like, seriously, is there any point? I think 2's fine. I even like Champions League and then Europa League, fine. Yeah, fine. But for me, to make too many cups, I just find that game, Chelsea, I didn't even know they was playing it. And when I seen it, I was like, they won a trophy? What for? I don't know what you lot think on that, but I just think too many cups.
I don't want to say
all relative again, though. Yeah, all relative again, though, because isn't that the one that West Ham won? They win the conference. Was it the conference one?
No, they won the Europa Conference.
So you saw how much it mattered to them. We'd be like them if we won that. We'd be
I probably would. I mean, I'm still celebrating the Florida Cup, so I get what you're saying. I probably would be celebrating if we got it, but I just
that is a credible trophy, by the way.
In all fairness, though, I know some people might probably get on my back for this one, but the Europa Conference is, in a technical sense, it's a rebranded European Cup Winners' Cup. And we hold that thing quite valuably. Because the European Cup Winners' Cup was disbanded in 2002 and it came back. It was meant to be the Intertoto at one point, if you remember. But I mean, it's getting coverage. That's the thing we've got to take into account. It is actually getting coverage.
Do you remember that?
I remember we were potentially going into that, and everyone was human about it. Like, Intertoto, what's this? Oh, we get to take on bloody CSK Moscow, Dynamo Kiev. All our players are going to be injured. I remember that so well. It was back when we had the mad Lakoff shirts, the bloody V-bib.
2009, our FA Cup shirt. FA Cup shirt. Yeah.
Remove the R out of that and you're about right.
Well, I sort of about those competitions. I don't think anyone in Europe, and maybe I still agree with it. Yeah, I think anyone who's in Europe should play in the League Cup. I think that should be a separate domestic competition. So if you're in Europe, I don't think you should play in the League Cup.
I wouldn't argue with that.
That way, you're actually making it a bit more of a level playing field in the opportunities that you're giving other sides.
Yeah. Or you get given the option. They basically turn to you and say, right, you've got one of two options. You can either relinquish your position with the whatever competition you're taking part in Europe, and you can take part in the Carabao Cup or the League Cup, or vice versa. Well, you can't really do vice versa because everyone in English football does the Carabao Cup. All the 92 teams take part in that, so you can't really do it in that regard. So it would be a situation of you can take part domestically or you can take part internationally, your choice. I mean, with the way the Champions League and everything like that is formatted, they should even turn around and say, you just need to relink. If you guys go through in the group stage, you can't take part in the FA Cup. I mean, there's all different ways about it. What's this going on?
The thing is, if you're in Europe as well, you don't have to. Yeah, you get away with a round, don't you? You enter in the third round, don't you, in the League Cup?
Yeah.
as everyone else.
Unless
enters
you
the
finish in the
second,
bottom
so-
half, and then it's in the second. It's in the second round.
Is it?
I think it does that. Yeah. That's how it's for the league and the FA Cup. So we'll be going in on the second round. I think it's outside of the top 8
right.
now.
Not been up there for a while, so I wasn't sure. Right, shall we start concluding one or two bits? I gave the moment of the season to Tarkowski. I mean, we built it up so much before; it's hard not to give it. But I do see the value in Anthony Gordon crying and missing, not missing his penalty being saved by England's number one. 2 penalty saves this season, 2 top class penalty saves. Then goal of the season. Now, some people might be saying, Tarky straight away. I threw some examples in here of decent goals this season. It might be a non-event. It might still be Tarkowski 2-2 v Liverpool. Just to throw in some reminders. Both of McNeil's goals earlier on in the season against Palace. Shot from edge of the box, just curls it right into the far corner. The other one where Harrison does a little turn, loops it over, brings it down on the thigh, volleys it in. Cracking goal. I actually thought the Beto header that you got there against Ipswich was a really good move. There's like 3 or 4 passes there, and that led up to Beto then heading in. And Dies first against Spurs, where he just turned the defender inside out with a little step over. Yeah, the other people have said a few things.
Do you know the Njai goal against Spurs? Everton fans wasn't happy then. And we were scared to even believe, and we didn't even know anyone was going to step up, and like all the players were scared, and we was in trouble then. We was in trouble that Spurs game. So I remember it being on the show, and fans, Wales fans are like we're sitting there and we're hostile and we've got nothing. The players are giving us nothing. When Njai scored that goal, he basically said to the fans, "Don't worry, I'm here." And I remember it, and the fans went nuts, because when you're sitting in the stadium, if you've got nothing to shout about, you're just scared and looking and thinking, what's going to happen? Am I going to get anything to cheer about? And then that goal by Njai against Spurs, the way he took it like Messi, the way he drifts and glides, and puts the end product in to finish as well. That was special, like that was a real special goal by Njai, that Spurs game, and that got us going. After that, if you go back and have a look at the season, when did we pick up? That was the game, that Spurs game, that Njai goal. Oh, I love it. Like it gets.
Well, how often have we actually seen any of our players from that position where he is there in that still, actually taking people on properly, not waiting for a pass or things like that, but actually taking him on, and that's exactly what he did.
To be honest, the last time I remember playing doing that was with Andy Johnson.
Yeah.
Also, Emma just put a thing up saying didn't Tarks get in the Premier League team of the season? He also got in the European team of the season.
He did. He did indeed.
Tarky, he's the world's best defender. Better than Van Dijk by a mile.
It's really weird with Tarkowski because for some reason, like we give Brantford praise all the time and we don't give Tarkowski that much praise. Is it because we just expect from him? Do you feel like we don't give him what he deserves sometimes? Because he is a solid centre-back, isn't he, Tarkowski?
He's the unsung hero. You always have an unsung hero in the squad. I mean, Gay was that when in his first time round. Everyone was talking about the likes of Lukaku. They were talking about Ross Barkley. They were never saying anything about Gay, though. And then when he was gone and we lost that core in the midfield, it just became how prevalent it was that we needed that core. And we never really sang the praises of them. But now we recognize it so much. And we know that he's a heavy-hitting tackler. And Tarkowski is the exact same. Tarkowski will plow through anyone who tries to get past him. He's just your run-of-the-mill.
The thing is, Luke, Luke, does Tarkowski plough through anyone or does he plough in? You know what I mean? That's what you asked. So
It depends if he's got lube or not.
Oh, that was a funny moment as well, wasn't it? Tarkowski on that show. Bloody hell. There you go. Tarkowski. You know what I mean? He loves a bit of action on and off the pitch.
Doesn't he, Joe? I mean, in the comments, it was very much Tarks. I think almost all of them. Someone had said Alcaraz goal against Newcastle, but
Do you know what
we
was a good
agreed.
goal? Do you remember the was it McNeil against Leicester 2-2 or Ipswich? McNeil, and then
On the
didn't
shot.
the enjoy half volley against City?
Yeah,
That was a great goal
That
as
was
well.
crap.
But I
That
mean,
one. It was on his weak foot and all.
but Tarkowski obviously is going to win.
it's got everything around it. It's got it's not just the actual strike, and it's where it was, when it was, who it was against, the aftermath, just absolutely everything. So well done, Tarks. Wins our goal of the season as well. So.
By the way, if you're an Everton player and you're listening in now, look how much credit Tarkowski is getting for scoring in the derby. So next season, when we've got a derby, you're going to get a lot of love if you score in the derby next season. So I hope all 11 players, even Pickford, are itching to score after the praise we're giving Tarkowski tonight.
Especially if the derby's at Bramley Moor. You need to make sure that we absolutely blitz them in the first game at Bramley Moor.
Ashmore, cop-eyes.
Yeah, true enough.
6-0. That's the only acceptable result.
This one, this one is arranged as it is already. So this is the international fan of the season. So, I mean, we have got people watching who are watching from many different places. You know, might even include Ireland in that as well. Hey. And we've had obviously the likes of Russ as well, who's come on and been part of the show. He's in Boston. Redding's been fantastic this season, and he's everywhere. Never mind Denmark or Albania, wherever they're playing, he will go. So, so well done to all of those, and Eltel as well. Me, international fan. But this season we have given it to someone in Florida who supported us from the very start and continues to do so. And she wants me and Dan to go over and have a coffee there as well. She's already paid for it. So fan of the season goes to Lulu this season.
Yeah, big shout out to Lulu. To be fair,
I'm gutted. That I haven't actually seen her around here. Is that who she's watching?
Where are you, Lulu?
No, where are you,
Lulu?
Lulu.
Lots of love for Lulu, and she's bigging us up in Florida.
She's going to probably watch this as a replay.
You know, there's a lot that's been fantastic this season, and all of you. To be fair, I love all of you in the comments, and we bring a lot of some fantastic.
You could do it for loads of people. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to single one out because everyone's been amazing, but Lulu just obviously sometimes you've got to let someone shine, and Lulu's been fantastic. Like even when we've done competitions, she's like, "Oh, if you leave it running," and she gave us such good advice and everything. Lulu's been boss this season. She supported the channel so much, and I love that. You know, when you just get someone that's really nice to you.
Yeah, supported us from the beginning, pretty much.
Yeah.
People like Paws, Emma, lots of people. I'd spend all day naming you all. So thank you to everybody. Thanks to everyone. And as it goes with thanks as well, these are not even all the names. This is a list of guests that we've had this season, namely at the top. So thank you to Rob, Luke, Redian, Harry from Spurs, Dan Abrahams, we had, sports psychologist, Nathan Henry from Palace. We had Jebo on doing a show. We had Lee Mack having the show as well. We had Craig from Bournemouth and Simon from Chelsea, Rich from Ipswich, John from Newcastle, John Sinclair, bless you. Russ, obviously, Fulham, Craig, Brentford, Harry, Wolves, Lee from Arsenal came on once, Crunk and Marvin, the City, brilliant guys. Andrew came on for United as well, and there's been a few others as well. That's just this season. So of all the ones that we've had quite a few, I would say.
There's not been one from Liverpool, no?
Loads, yeah. No, I don't do Liverpool ones. I had one ask me, and I said no, I don't. Sorry, got part
I refused.
Yeah, I had one say he was going to come on, and I do you know what? I because I care about Toffee Bluecast, and I like doing opposition fans to give a good show. I didn't have him on in the end. You know, I just couldn't lower myself to have him on. No, I don't think we can focus on a game properly if we've got a fan on. Just like no.
Looking at the comment. What was the comment that was just up there?
That was about Eltal's asking about transfers.
Does anybody remember I think if the four of us did it, and maybe Jamie, didn't we do like a 5-hour stream for a deadline day in January once, and we didn't sign any players? We just ended up sitting there talking all like.
Do you know what? This
is about 2 Januaries ago.
Yeah, my God, time flies. Just while I have the mic, I just want to give a shout out to my little nephew Kobe, who is going to his first ever football training session tomorrow. He's awake watching, and his dad is texting me saying, say his name. So I just want to give a shout out to the Cobster, and I'll see you in the morning for your first ever football training session.
Oh, yes, Kobe, smash him up, mate. What position is he?
Lad.
I don't know. He's never played, so we'll see. He might just go on and kick people. If he takes after his dad, that's exactly what he'll do. So we'll see how that goes.
Fearless, lad. Be fearless.
Yes, exactly. He sent me a picture earlier. He had his Everton kit on, the socks, the shorts, the lot. So whatever happens, he'll be representing. That's all that matters.
Do you know what the list there makes me really proud, because there's just so much more as well. You got Jamie, like you say, you mentioned him a minute ago. You got Rob, about 8 foot tall. When me and Luke met him and Paul met him, he's about 8 foot tall. You got there's just so many, isn't there? There's some cracking people
there's
on the show. Really, it's been a good show. Yeah.
Absolutely tons, but
everything Everton as well. Yeah,
all been great. Sorry, that's something in a second. So our last one. So I'm just going to throw that back on. Our last one is Player of the Season.
This is easy. Easy.
So, putting it out there. I mean, there's 6 people I've put on. If there's anyone else who stands out, obviously, suggest them. We know who the club chose. Doesn't always go with who the people think. So it's up for grabs. You know, sort of flying through them, really. Sort of Jake O'Brien had a really difficult first half to the season. Moyes comes in. He's had a cracking second half to the season. He made that right back spot his own, really. And he'll make a centre back spot his own as well. I think him and Brantwaite will do a great job. Tarky's got to get back in. You know, we've got to get fit again. Ndai, top goal scorer. Got injured as well, but he wasn't out for very long. It did affect him for a bit, but he's been certainly our star on the ball. I would argue. Jared is Jared. We want him to stay. We hope he stays. There's always going to be speculation about him, but that lad deserves to be in the England squad. I'm sure it'll happen eventually. Pickford, absolute nutcase. 2 penalty saves this season. But we love him to bits. And now he's got his proper song as well. He just loves it. Absolutely loves it. Tarks, you know, being in that being in that side of the season, you know, across a few different top leagues. So deserves a good shout. And obviously Garner Gay, 133 tackles, is it? I think 15 more than anyone else, I think, across top divisions. So there's certainly a few suggestions there. Anyway, who wants to throw their hat in first?
Go on, Dan, since you're wearing a hat.
Yeah, good point, actually. Good.
I'll be right
Very
back.
high
I have
first.
to just go take care of something real quick.
But the thing
Okay.
is, they did do a players one, didn't they? I think Garner Gay got the players. Did
both
Garner
of them.
Gay get the players one and the fans one? The trophy.
You got both of them. Yeah.
We got both, and Jared got the young player.
Yeah, so Garner Gay, he
yeah.
won it. But is he going to win it on our Toffee Bluecast one? That's
Well,
the question. People
you know.
get it in the comments. He might have
It's
won it on the Everton website, but is the Everton website as big as the Toffee Bluecast? That's what you got to ask yourself. It probably isn't now, so we're doing it again. So I'm thinking, do you know what though? One thing I will say is it's nice to have a lot of players that I'm proud of. Like, do you know a bit ago when we were speaking on Spaces, you'd say there's not one player you wouldn't get rid of other than Pickford. You generally would have said that on Spaces back in the day. We was moaning we didn't really love our players that much, but I'm looking now and I'm going to choose Garner Gay because he's what I'm choosing. But then I'm feeling really bad on Brantwaite, looking at him at the bottom, thinking you're a goat. And then I'm feeling really bad on Njai, and I'm thinking, O'Brien, you Irish king, he's insane as well. So I do like a lot of my players now. I really do like a lot of my players, and that's a good sign, that you've got some players that are that decent. But Garner Gay, for me, insane for his age as well, and the way he's turned the ball over and the way he stepped up, like unbelievable. And you could tell when Garner Gay collected the trophies. He's got the swag, hasn't he? He's got the swag of an elite football player, and I think lucky that it's going to be announced. I believe the bubble said that we're giving him another contract, and I don't believe that last season was a one-off. I think more game is coming from this man next season, Garner Gay, because he's peaking. He is peaking. So my choice, I've gone a long way about it, is Garner Gay, but I love Everton Mason.
Fair dues. Rob?
Okay, there is a bit of rationale behind this, so bear with me, and hopefully I can explain it the way I'm trying to interpret it in my own head. For me, it's O'Brien, and it's not because he's Irish, although fair play. It's because, right, if you think about it, we've talked about it throughout the show. The season didn't get good till the Moyes came in. O'Brien didn't kick a ball till the Moyes came in. Everybody else played prior to that. O'Brien came in from the cold and has been phenomenal in not just one position, in two positions. And I firmly believe, had Moyes been in from day one and had O'Brien been in from day one and not just played half the season, he would have won our Player of the Year from the club officially. So from the minute he came in till the minute he left, O'Brien, right back, centre back, Player of the Season for me, absolutely.
Fair dues, well said.
Insane. Yeah, that's why I say it's hard, because I think I love O'Brien, so I can't really say anything. Like everything you've just said, I love him. He's insane. O'Brien's immense.
Yeah. Luke?
Right. So I'm going to go a little bit off the cuff on this one. So this player in particular doesn't have very many appearances for us, but what he has done for this club has been absolutely critical, and it's just that alone is what has given me this. So I'm going to give it to Mason Holgate. We're getting the fuck out of this club.
I thought he was going to say Alcaraz there for a second. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I did as well.
Big impact.
I mean, I could have twisted it a little bit and went with Seamus Coleman, because when you think about it, what I said there, not done much for the club in regards to actual on-field performance, but behind the scenes, he's been absolutely immense. But I'd have to, think I agree with the Jake O'Brien, but I think if I was to have to say it, it'd have to be a three-way tie. It'd have to be between Pickford. It'd have to be between Pickford, O'Brien, and Idrissa Gueye, because all three of them have been critical, and they've all been high performers this season. Throughout thick and thin, they're the people who've actually been shown consistency and sticking with the team. There have been off days with other players on the pitch. I mean, Ndai's had a bit of a dry patch at certain parts of it. Tarkowski's lost his head a couple of times. Brantwaite's been hot and cold sometimes. But Idrissa Gueye's always been consistent. He's been crunching tackles when needs be. Jake O'Brien, like you said, even though he's only probably played half the season, every minute that he's played during that time, he's been great. He's been physical. He's been fast. He knows where the net is. Everything about his style is what Everton epitomizes. And again, Pickford, he's been an absolute amazing shot stopper, and he's backed up his arrogant attitude with a great performance.
I forgot to say, I actually was going to give this award to Calvert-Lewin before he missed that chance last game. Calvert-Lewin was getting it from me, and then he missed that chance last game.
Well, you got to do it, haven't you? Got to do it on the pitch.
It's a bit
Actually,
bad form.
when,
The Wolves centre-half, who was our top goal scorer at one point, not nominated here because...
Yeah, I think he was about 8th.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Top 10, not bad.
Yeah.
Just behind Jack Harrison.
To be honest, when I was doing the pictures, Jake O'Brien was the 6th one, and I was for a moment I was sort of flitting between Jake O'Brien and Ashley Young.
But that's my point, though. Had O'Brien been in from day one, how different would it have been? Like, the manager wouldn't play him out of pure spite. And then this new fella comes in, throws him in, and it's like, he's been under your nose the whole time.
Rob, honestly, if you go back and look at our shows, when Jake O'Brien played pre-season, you watched him where he was, and he played that game, and then he played the Roma game, and we drew against Roma.
He scored, didn't he, on his debut? Didn't he score?
Yeah. Scored on his debut. He looked really good pre-season. And I kept saying to Paul when Dyche wasn't playing him, I said, I could not accept that O'Brien wasn't good enough, because every time I watched him, I'd seen nothing bad of him. So I can't take people saying O'Brien's not good enough.
I was really upset at one point because he'd been left out of one of the Ireland squads. It might have been the November international break. He'd been dropped.
But this is the way it twisted.
The Ireland manager said moving to Everton hasn't worked. It was a bad move for Jake. He shouldn't have gone there. And I was thinking, here. And then once he got in, he never looked back.
This just shows the domino effect, though. This is because you've got Jake O'Brien pre-season looked fantastic. All he needed to do is get put on the pitch, and he would have smashed it up for Dyche. But Dyche didn't. And then because Dyche didn't select Jake O'Brien and get behind him, all of a sudden that goes over to Ireland then. And then Ireland start umming and ahhing at Jake O'Brien. And then you get Everton fans saying, oh no, if Jake O'Brien was good enough, he'd be starting for Ireland. And I'm thinking, oh my days, just shut up. Because I knew that's the way it went, isn't it? They're saying if he was good enough, he'd be starting for Ireland, so he must be crap. But I could not accept that because I knew he was be a good player. And nothing's made me happier this season than Moyes. Well, Bain's giving him a chance, and then Moyes giving him a chance. And Jake O'Brien making Dyche look like an absolute chicken nugget head. I'm just an happy man that happened. And love it. Big up Jake O'Brien.
Big Jake.
Great with it, didn't it, Paul?
Future Ireland captain as well. Future Ireland captain.
He probably will be. I think he probably will.
He probably replace Coleman. Why not?
He could do, couldn't he?
Well, he's playing in his position.
It's been it's not been unanimous. There's been a few shouts for Pickford. There's been a few shouts for a few different people, to be honest.
That was funny.
Never mind Michael Keane or anyone. Doyle says about Mikalenko having a good season since Moyes came in. So I think it shows how well we've done in the second half of the season that you can't just pick out one particular person, maybe. So, I'm actually torn between Ndai and I'm torn between him and Pickford and Garner Gay, to be fair. But I think just on percentage-wise, on comments, I think Toffee Bluecast player of the season is Idrissa Gueye. So, well done, buddy.
Well earned.
Idrissa, if you're watching this, mate, we'll send you rewards in the post.
Yeah, do a little video with you.
Pen to make sure, an Argos pen to make sure you sign that contract, mate.
Oh, he's signing it. I've had words. He's signing it.
Paul said Mope.
Yeah, what a wanker he is, by the way. Sorry, I had to get that in there. Had to get that in.
I agree
I've
with you,
said it
so
19
don't
hours
say
and get
sorry.
annoyed now. Mopai, what a piece of crap.
Exactly. So this is where we're sort of at an end. There's just a couple of other things that I wanted to share. So I'll read this because it's just easier. So thanks to everyone who's been watching. You're the reason that we do this show. Dan's always wanted us to be able to bring Evertonians together, marching down the Goodison Road. So that's what we want to do, or the Bramley-Moore Road, or the name of the road. Luke?
Regent Road. Marching
Regent
down
Road.
Regent Road.
Regent Road. Oh, we
Or
just needed another syllable,
or it could be trying to get over Bramley Moor Bridge. Toffees going all
Not
angry.
everyone at the same time.
Person sitting on the chair saying you can go. Then he says you can't go. Then we all start arguing. We are the Bramley Moor boys.
Yeah.
Or women.
Trying to find a parking space. For fuck's sake, why is it all yellow lines? When you hear the council shout, hey.
Well, I said whether it's Blue Therapy or Blue Flares, thanks to everyone for being here. And we will be around over the summer, won't we, Dan?
Yeah, well, I've seen some people mentioning about transfers and stuff like that, and we'll get stuck into everything you want. Keep in touch with us. We'll make sure we go live regularly, and when we go live, always let us know what you want to do, because we don't mind bringing you together and doing whatever type of show that you do want to do. And yeah, I've loved this season. I've loved the Toffee Bluecast. It's doing really well. We're really happy with it because, like Paul just mentioned, it's doing exactly what we want, and we're meeting. So we've got Luke on now. Love him. Rob on. Thanks for coming on, Rob, as well, because you know I was push you to come on. We've just got so many cracking people on this show. It's kind of just being itself, isn't it, Paul? It's growing without us even doing anything, and I like that. It's just bringing Everton fans together more and more.
It is good. I've got one final bit, really, if that's all right. It's just a few minutes long, but it's not too far. I'll put up messages as well on the screen as it goes on. But what I've basically been doing this season, with it being the last one at Goodison, I've saved what I found to be a lot of the best photographs over the year. So I've sort of been saving them, and then picked out some of them, and some people have taken them on phones. They've been people with proper cameras and everything else. So thanks for those people who've contributed. There's credits as well in the description. So thanks for those. And it's only something I'll put together quick, but it's just that over the season we realised that we were going to lose Goodison, and you start noticing all the little things in the ground, the little idiosyncrasies or the little daft things, even just signs or what the tiles look like and all that sort of stuff, and it all sort of blends together. So I'm just
before you put this on, before you put this on, Paul, Luke, did you get a Goodison chair?
No.
Oh, I wanted you to let me borrow it so I could boo on it. You know what I mean? Get some booing going on the chair. I wanted to sit it on here and just like a boo, boo on the chair. Send it over to me if you get one, Luke. Right, here we go.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, mate. Go, chaps. Apologies for the sound disruptions, but there you go.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff, all. Very good.
Thanks, everyone,
Absolutely banging,
for the award show.
banging. And I just want to say as well, big respect to Paul for doing this show. I didn't even know what he was going to do tonight, and it's been immense, honestly. Like, Paul smashed it this season. Paul, you've done really well, and that was a cracking show. And it used to be me use my gob and try and host the show, hardcore take it. But now, Paul, I just put my feet up and I feel like I'm on a sunbed and let Paul take over. What a partner I've got on it, and really enjoy it. And then we've got Rob and cracking people like Rob and Luke that come on with us, and loads of others as well. So big shout out to all the people that run this show, because you are being incredible, and I can't wait to see what we do with it next season. And then an even bigger shout out to all you Evertonians in the comments. And I tell you something, honestly, do you know who we are? We're Everton Football Club. Next season, I tell you, Dogs of War, Bramley Moor Dock, the Dickinsons. I tell you, we're having it. I can't wait. And it's just felt good. It's the way we finished this season has felt nice, and the show's done really well as well. So, yeah, I think that was a good way to end it as well, because I didn't want to bring back the emotion. I'm sick and tired of crying about Goodison Park, but yeah, there you go. But can't wait for Bramley Moor Dock now. I mean, we're excited, ain't we, lads? We're excited, and the women in the cars. We are excited for this new stadium. It's going to be electric. I mean, that stadium is beautiful, but you're putting the best fans in that stadium as well. So watch when you get us in there. Oh my days. Can't wait to go there with Rob. I can't wait to go there with Paul. I can't wait to go there with Luke. And we'll all meet up in there. And Emma and anyone else in the comments. We'll do some cracking stuff next season. Paul, last words. And one thing I do want to say is Luke does have his channel. So I've always really forget stuff sometimes. Luke does have a channel. You already know this. But if you haven't got over there and liked and subscribe and got behind him on School of Science, please do so. Go on, Paul.
No, just brilliant. Thanks for everyone in the comments and everything else. We're not going anywhere. We'll be around. It's just not every 4 or 5 days, and we won't be stressing ourselves. It's nice to sort of see things happening a little bit, and then we'll comment on them, and we'll still do the odd shows over the next couple of months. And then it's a new generation. It's a new stadium. It's a new beginning. It's time for new smiles and cheers and blue flares.
Up the Toffees, everyone. Have a boss one. See you later from us, and we'll be back again soon. Have a boss one.